What's going on, guys? Everybody, welcome. Thanks for tuning in this morning to our little breakdown, and we're going to do a little bit of live trading today as well. So hopefully we're able to catch some good moves. To be completely honest, it's been a pretty busy morning, especially with the way the markets have moved. A lot of movement going on. So there's been a lot to wrap my head around this morning, so still kind of looking around the markets. That being said, I am currently streaming from one of my other desktops, so I just want to make sure that the sound and volume and everything's coming in okay for you guys. So if you can, just let me know in the chat if the volume and everything's coming in properly. So that being said, right, we got this market that's gapped down pretty big, right? We've had a really good run up. Markets are kind of relaxing a little bit off these big moves. Let me put the 4-hour chart on. Okay, so if you look at the 4-hour chart here, you're going to see we've obviously come down quite a bit. Now, if we look at the daily chart, you will also notice we have this slight gap fill in the market. Right, we had a previous gap here, and that also is lying right at about this half standard deviation mark on the daily chart. So we were thinking that if in the event today markets end up breaking down a little bit more, we have down, to about 308 to even about 306.77 now before we hit the 2 standard deviation mark. So ideally, we might look for a bounce down here and a gap fill on the market down to about here. If the markets truly want to be bearish, and when I say if they truly want to be bearish, I mean if the markets are really going to, say, turn into somewhat of a bearish trend for the next week or so, right? We would normally see the market start to kind of bounce back up on the day towards like midday, right? If I could, if I could go back to like when we were having, let me show you kind of. If I were to go back to, let's say, 90 days, this might make it. I don't know if we'll get back to the bear days for 90 days. I don't know. Not quite. Maybe I can do 180 days. That'll work. All right, so give me a second. I want to go back on this 4-hour chart pretty much to when we were kind of going down. All right, so give me a second. All right. Is that enough? Is that still? No, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do what I want to do here in the right timing. But kind of like here's a concept, right? You see how the market dropped on this day like really big, and it was low pre-market, then it ended up bouncing all day, that turned into a late day short and then moved down. Typically, that's the sort of movement you're going to get in the market if the markets really are trying to like turn into a bearish trend, so to speak. So if we go look at it, obviously back onto today, you're going to see, what do? We dropped pretty big pre-market. We still have room. We could go down more, right? Then when the markets get to about here, typically sellers are like, this is a little overdone on the day, and a lot of times we'll try to bounce the market. So nonetheless, we'll probably watch more long bias down here, at least, see what happens as we get down lower if we do, okay? Second wave on the way. Yeah, there's a guy that I like to follow on Instagram, just kind of hear his thoughts on some things. And he was even saying that a couple weeks back, or maybe like a month or 2 months ago, there'd be a second wave, and really wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Yeah. So anyways, that's all happening. So some of the stocks that have been hit the worst are, the cruise line, CCL. So when we have positions, I myself still have some positions in these. So of course I'm getting smoked on some accounts today with this, but it's not anything that we didn't really foresee potentially happening, right? We ran to where we believe our resistances were. So anyways, these are a couple stocks that are just getting annihilated today. They're pretty bearish right now, so we might still just keep watching the cruise lines bearish, airlines bearish, pretty much any travel related things bearish for the time being. And we'll probably watch them for a bounce today too, right? I mean, if you look at the couple days these stocks have had, I mean, if you look at it like that, right, you just dropped from 20, basically call it 27 to 17. So you've already dropped $10 over the course of basically 2 trading sessions. So now going into the 3rd trading session on a lot of these stocks, they're just wrecked. So we were thinking, continue watching them bearish at first and then maybe look for a bounce some point of the day. Now, I will tell you that in here, right, watch, I'll show you. First, let's look at how it traded yesterday. All right, look at how CCL traded yesterday. Down, up. All right, cool. How did the SPY trade yesterday? Down, up. You guys see that? How's the market trade? Down, up. How'd CCL trade? Down, up. So, if we're going to try to even be long on this, what do we probably have to be first before we want to be long on Carnival or airlines or cruise lines? We got to be long bias the market. You can't come in and be long bias a stock that's going down and be like, oh, we're going to buy the dip. But what? What are you buying? Right? You can't buy the dip on a stock that's going down if the reason it's going down is because the market's going down. It's not going to go up until the market goes up, usually. Okay? So that should give you a pretty clear representation of what you probably want to do if you're trying to catch a bounce on something that's fallen pretty sharp this morning, okay? Well, Roku 2019, okay? Mind you, like when I say this, I'm not a Trump fan in the sense that he's the best president ever, and so just wipe that out when you hear my comment. Trump really doesn't have all that much to do with the stock market in terms of, really what's going to happen. There's so much market participation in the market between buying and selling on an individual standpoint to an investor standpoint, all the way up to institutional buying and big bank buying, to the Federal Reserve printing trillions of dollars and buying financial assets and bonds. So really, he has a very minimal role that he plays in the success of the stock market at the end of the day. So whether he wants it to go to all-time highs or not, it's really pretty much irrelevant of him. It's all up to an investor sentiment. You might be able to argue that the things that he says might give investors, sentiment one way or the other. But at the end of the day, that's all the stock market has ever been, is investor sentiment one way or the other based on what someone says or someone doesn't say or someone does or someone doesn't do. So, at the end of the day, it's going to go up if it wants to go up, and it's going to go down if it wants to go down, regardless of what one individual man really thinks, or says, right? To that regard. So don't put too much weight on just an individual, whether it's Trump or Obama or anyone. I can wholeheartedly tell you that. A lot of the market movement has to do with liquidity being provided by the Federal Reserve and financial bond buying, okay? But yes, presidents do play some role. Will we retest 3,000 on the SPY? I mean, we pretty much, well, let me pull it up again. We pretty much got close, right? I mean, did we not? We already did, didn't we? Yeah, oh, sorry. I'm thinking backwards. You said, will we retest 3,000? Yeah, it's very possible. There's nothing about testing 3,000 that isn't logical within this market. from the yellow, let me put this full screen here too. So from the yellow to the, well, let me delete these too. Sorry. Yeah, if you look at the market, look at this yellow line. So I'll put a red line here and I'll put a red line down here. And you have a 65% chance that the market, not only say 65% chance that the market's going to go down to the 300 level or the 3000 level, but naturally or statistically 65% of the data points of the S&P 500 are going to come from within the yellow. So there's nothing irrational or unlogical about the market actually moving back down to 300 as a retest. That is very possible and very within the means or capability of the market doing so. Okay, there's nothing outlandish about that. What would be outlandish and irrational is to say, hey, the markets are going to go to 375 by next week. That makes zero sense because statistically speaking, it doesn't make any sense, right? Statistically, we would say that we have a 95% chance that the market's going to be in between the red in a week, right? 65% chance it's going to be in between the yellow, okay? And only a 5% chance it's going to be outside the red. So yeah, to test 300 is a logical thing that can happen in the market. It's not anything that would be so astronomically weird that happened, right? It's totally normal if that happens. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, I want to take a nice Darth. Awesome. What's you don't know what you don't know. That's totally sure. You have totally no idea what you don't know. I gotta agree with that one. I will say this: there was some penny stocks moving around today. Excuse me. I think this Weifu one was up. I don't know if it's still trading good or not. Yeah, this was up pretty big on some education news. So this might be a candidate. Let me double check a couple things for you guys on this. Well, Weifu has only 4 million outstanding shares and 1 million share float. So this has the capabilities of being a strong mover. What was the stock yesterday? Can anybody help me and remind me what the penny stock yesterday that ran really big was? I can't remember the name of it. I know the one the other day was IMRN. Or wasn't that the one that moved? Yeah, this was one that moved really big a couple days ago. We sent this out in our morning email to watch this stock. I didn't end up actually trading. I got done trading by the time I was actually out of my house by the time it actually started moving. So this stock, though it's a different company and though it might be a different sector altogether, nonetheless the same capabilities, or sorry, the same characteristics that this stock had are very similar to the same characteristics that the stock Weifu has. So it's not really surprising to see that it jumped from 3 all the way to 15 because it literally has the same characteristics as the IMRN stock. Therefore, I will say that you can be more of an optimistic trader on this one today, thinking that maybe it can go more than 15, or it could still see an aggressive move just because of, again, its characteristics that are involved with the stock, okay? It's not extremely overbought from a trending perspective this morning, so that has it going for it. So with all that being said, here you go. Here's finviz.com. This is just normally what I'll go to here and there when I just need some information on stock. Some people use Discord and like type in the thing and whatever. But here you go. Shares outstanding is only 4 million. Share float's only 1 million. So this is extremely low float, highly aggressive, extremely volatile. The type of stuff that's going to blow a new trader's account because they just don't have the experience yet. But anyways, this is these two columns, shares outstanding and share float, are typically two strong characteristics you're going to want to look at each morning when you think you're looking at a penny stock that's going to be really great. If you're looking at a penny stock, you're like, this thing's going to go supernova, it's going to jump 5, 6, 10, 20 bucks, whatever. If you come here and the shares outstanding are like, 100 million or like 80 million or 50 million, it's normally not going to do that. It's just not. Just most oftentimes not. Not all times, but most oftentimes not. you'll come to find that there's a very common similarity between really big runners and them all having very low float and low outstanding share counts, okay? I never reserve shares to short because I do not pay the broker's money to short shares. I'm just not a part of a hard to borrow program of that nature. But a lot of people do it all the time. Okay. Oh, it was, sorry, yeah, it was JFIN. So let me do that too. Look at, so this was JFIN yesterday. Let me pull up finviz.com again for you guys, just so you know I'm not like talking out of my ass. Here you go. Well, it's changed now, but yeah, yesterday this was a little, so actually, no, I think this was high. So this is like that example I was talking about. So low float, but high share count, or sorry, outstanding shares. Every once in a while, you'll have a scenario like that, right? Where it actually has a, a high outstanding share count, low, but it's very, not very common. Let me show you a couple other past runners too. So we had, was it this one? Yeah, ABCT is decent, but here's the example. Is it BPTH? This might be different now too. But yeah, like here you go. If you guys remember BPTH, this thing ran to like $75. But again, share float 3 million, outstanding shares 3 million. But anyways, yeah, that's what you're looking for a lot of times. So be a little optimistic on, I think it's Weifu today. That's not a bad one to be maybe a little more optimistic on. Decent. Hertz? I mean, yeah, we can talk about Hertz, sure. So again, Hertz ran into resistance the other day. If you guys were, I mean, not everyone's gonna watch our channel every day, so it's like, you know, doesn't really, and I'm not right all the time, but this was a stock we were mentioning to be bearish on or just stop buying it as it got to 725. Of course, not everyone's gonna know that, and of course, some people might buy the wrong time. That's okay. That's just the way the game goes. So we are actually in a good bounce position today for HTZ. We have moved back to statistical trend, right? You can see this white line. We crossed through, we ripped, we crashed off the yellow, back down to the white. So we're in, you know, relatively a decent bounce area for Hertz today. So how about this? How about we just say screw it and just buy like 200 shares? Why not? So I just got long on HTZ. I think overall, we reached a low risk buying point on the longer term chart. And I think just overall, where we're sitting at right now isn't terrible, right? So 200 shares for me is not much. So if in the event I'm wrong and HTZ just completely crashes on the day, even all the way down to 20 cents, I'll be just fine. Because then I could long, you know, 2,000-3,000 shares down here and have an average of 26 cents. And as soon as we bounced a couple cents, I'll be back to the green and you could take the trade off. So this is also knowing that I'm taking a size that I could be completely terribly wrong with and still not lose, right? So I think HTZ is decent for a bounce on the day. CCL is starting to bounce a little bit here. So start a small long there on CCL. By the way, just so you know, the stream is delayed by like a minute or something like that, 40 seconds, because we are streaming. Trade Idea Scanner is live. So all that being said, the delay here is like maybe like 40 seconds or something like that. So it's not necessarily that I'm trying to tell you guys to take any of the trades that I'm taking, but more or less just learn from it. You can just watch me trade, kind of see how I might walk through the day and manage trades and look at things and learn from it. Okay. So James, low float means supply. So, you know, the lower the supply, the more demand, the higher the prices can go, the quicker, right? So Right now, we on those stocks I was just talking about, low float means low supply, right? Low supply mixed with high demand, prices fly. Outstanding shares is a little bit more complicated. It's more about insiders who can sell shares and basically just like keep the stock from going up. So outstanding shares are usually going to be like insiders and investors like early on that have like options and warrants that might be exercisable and of that nature, and shares that they're holding and they could sell onto the open market, and they can dilute the price. So a lot of times when you see a penny stock that forms up really well and you're like, oh, this is going to rip. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. It's going to rip. And then all of a sudden it like jumps up like maybe like $1.80 and it just comes crashing down. A lot of times those stocks are going to have ginormously high outstanding shares, okay? Thinking short on Boeing, I wouldn't. You're way too late. You should probably looking. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say you can't be short. Actually, no, you might be able to. Hold on. Actually, wait. Let me just double check. Let me double check. But yeah, you actually might have a little short on Boeing. Boeing might bounce a little bit here. Boeing might follow market direction, but it's not on like any trending support for me. So I could still see a short on Boeing to about call it 161, 162, arguably. I would like to be more long off 162 or 160, like 162 or 163 or something like that for Boeing. So maybe there's a little bit of a short down. But market's already starting to bounce back right now, so you might not get that you might not get that short that you're talking about, okay? Because again, the SPY already gapped down basically 10 points into arguably support. So we're kind of starting with the bounce move. And like I was saying, if the markets actually want to be bearish, right? They want to start a bearish trending move down, and people want to sell it and people want to short, they're not going to short down here. They're going to short up here. So if we want to create a down trending market, we have to reverse the trend. Therefore, we need to gap the markets down to create the big down move. And then we have to bounce markets up midday so that by midday, maybe end of day, markets are going to be up here. I'm going to draw a box. Markets will be up here where they're high. Okay? They are high in their selling cycle. So if markets are low here, they get bought up. They become high up here where you would sell near the yellow and red. By the end of the day, the bottom of the channel will be all the way down here. They can gap the market down. So normally, if we're going to do a downtrending market, markets a lot of times will bounce through the day and then sell off late day and into the after hours pre-market. Look really bearish pre-market, make everybody think the market's going to go down. They sell it, they short it, they get squeezed out, and then they go long, and then we sell into them late day. So that's a lot of times what you're going to see if the markets are actually truly bearish. Yeah, I have a long-term investment on Delta. So let's go look at large CCL, HTZ. So still have a position here on AMD because we were swing long AMD for this breakout, which we got here. Then we didn't break fully through our 4-hour trend. So we're really hoping the markets don't get too smoked because it would be nice to see AMD keep ripping. We think it will. So, I mean, this is just a really... Well, hold on. Yeah, AMD's been in sort of a really long developing, kind of bull flag here. So, hoping to get a rip maybe to 65 on that. I'm going to draw a box. Let me draw a box. V. What is this? Oh, gross. By the way, here's a stock mRNA. This stock actually might break up today a little bit, so we were going to consider watching this long. We just started coming out of like a... I should have watched it the other day. We were looking at it the other day, and I was like, oh, that's actually got like potential, and of course we stopped watching it. So there might be a little action you can take part in on this today. You can see there's a flag pattern that just happened. We just broke out that flag on the 4-hour chart, and maybe even, 4-hour chart. You know, right now we have pretty much resistance at 66.33, so it's very possible the markets are going to try to push us to 66.30, 66 bucks basically. So we might watch mRNA a little bit long bias here today too. All right, guys. So there you go. Market's open, or about to be. And SPY's starting with a really big down move. So, well, starting with the down move, that is. So we're just going to be pretty much sitting, holding this bear. So you see this position here, we're in 100 shares on CCL. It's already red, obviously. You can see that. That doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. So let's go look at the SPY. Oop. So yeah, SPY starting with a little bit of red candle. As we were saying, really, theoretically, this is trend right here. So we're kind of right next to trend, all right? And we really, this is going to be a big support area down here. Let me map it off. Right now, 306.32 is probably going to be a decent support area, and is maybe 309.46 as well. No, didn't get into Marriott or Hilton. Yeah, we still have a small long on AMD. Yes, we do. So right now we're just basically watching the SPY. SPY is trying to get over the first opening candle in the VWAP. Was successful there, so it's decent. We're still holding long on CCL right now, and even HTZ. So really, again, guys, we're just basically watching the market here, right? We want to see if the markets are going to kind of give us a jump here or not, essentially. So CCL starting to come up. Our resistance mark on CCL for right now is about 1784. If we can jump through 1784, that's where a big jump could happen. Nope, not shorting HTZ. We're pretty much going to be hesitant on short, but watching markets more long today. So right now the cruise lines are actually fighting to go up pretty well, even with the SPY having a little down candle here. So again, still watching CCL here. The SPY's trying to roll down a little bit. Cruise lines are still ripping. So just added a little bit here on, added a little bit more long here on CCL. Still think we're going to squeeze out a little bit here on CCL. So bought 1,600 shares on CCL long bias. First target on CCL has been met, which was that trend. Honestly, you could see CCL as high as about 1952 for right now, logically. We really just need the market to kind of hold up, not break down, and see these cruise lines keep squeezing. Right now, the volume, if you look at our volume system, or if I zoom in here, look at the volume, it's pretty much all green. We've had pretty much no selling throughout this up move on CCL for the time being. So right now we're pretty decent, I think. I wouldn't be too scared. We can always take profit on the way up along the way. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And actually something I do every once in a while is like I'll just sell 100 shares a little bit, because a lot of times that can help actually provide a little bit of liquidity to the market and help you make, or help it actually go up for you a little bit is sometimes what will happen. Yeah, 1780 was first target because that is trend. We just had a red candle pull back to the trend, and now we're holding it. So it would be great to see this jump a little bit off this trend and keep pressing. Markets still look pretty good here. The SPY's still trying to kind of like reverse and jump, but it's really struggling. So I still do worry that if the market rolls over, this long might kind of be sluggish. So I took some shares off, locked in some money, have what I got 800 shares on, so up about 200 bucks. It was up about a 500 at one point. All good. So still holding long there. Might even add some more, to be honest. I'm really kind of just like waiting on the SPY. I want to see a nice kind of pop, and I think I should just pull the trigger again. So added up another 1,000 there on CCL. Thought the market was going to spike there, really did, and we might still, but going to slowly take some off along the way up too, just because we didn't get the spike on the SPY that I thought. So, and you can see as I was selling there, you can see how the price was jumping up. I was adding liquidity to the market, and that can allow people to buy in limit orders on my market sells, which can help juice the price up in the immediate. So I was kind of doing that. So I'm deleveraging a little bit here, only because the market's not moving extremely bullish, right? So I deleveraged a little bit out of this. Only have 300 shares now. So we should be making some good money there. Yeah, about 500 bucks there on CCL now. So we'll keep the 300 shares rolling. Again, the market is not, let me pull up the SPY now. It's still moving strong, but I don't want it to deleverage. You can see the market's not moving bullishly. So we're getting opposing movement from CCL to the market, which if CCL keeps going up, this could be a really good sign because it's moving pretty strong, right? So we just got our first kind of big market roll down. At this point, with the 300 shares on CCL, we'll pretty much just target 1870 for now and expect that that's where we're going to see some red candles. So When we get to about 1860, 1870, I'll sell 200 shares, and then I'll keep 100, anticipating we'll see a little selling action there. And then maybe I'll hop in some more shares on a pullback. But I kind of want to see how we treat that 1870 level. So maybe I'll let it get there and then just kind of chill for a second and then go about making the decision. And I do apologize, guys. I haven't been looking at questions as I've been obviously trading. So let me pull up some of your guys' questions and kind of answer some of those. Totally forgot. I mean, not forgot, but I'm still in HTZ, those 200 shares. I haven't even brought it up, but hold on. Let me go over there. So we're still in those 200 shares on HTZ, up about 55 bucks. We should just anticipate that we're at least going to tag 228 here on HTZ minimum. Given how far we've dropped, you'd almost want to say it could bounce more, but the market's looking like shit right now. So let's say that this can get to 229, 230, and then we're going to I'll sell 150 shares there. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'll just sell 100 now, lock in some money, and then I'll sell another 50 if we get to 229, and then hold 50. Again, remember, there is a delay on this stream, so everything you see me do is going to be about 30 seconds late. I mentioned before, it's really here for your learning purposes and not as much for you to try and make a bunch of money with me, okay? Even I don't try to make a bunch of money. Right there, I'm completely happy with those 200 shares. That's $60 trade. I'm completely happy with 31 bucks. I have no greed. I am not fearful, not hesitant. I just follow my rules and do what I think is best in the immediate. Okay, so there goes our move on CCL. I freaking missed the tag, but I just sold another 200 shares on CCL as we moved up. So clearly I missed the high point there, unfortunately, but that's okay. So we'll wait for this to pull back. If in the event this is going to be a really strong stock in the day, we might anticipate this pullback gets bought up and we keep chugging along. So that's what I'm hoping for. So we don't really have a go-to support system other than about 1783 for right now. And if CCL drops all the way to 1783, I would say it's really not. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does. But if it does, if it goes to 1785, 1783, then we'll take maybe a few shares along there, anticipating we keep pressing up, okay? But I do think you can ultimately have a price target as high as 1950 for right now, logically, without it being far-fetched or anything outside of the norm. Okay, HTZ didn't make it to 229. We're already pulling back a bit. That's fine. It is what it is. We got to 220. I took 100 shares off. Still got 100 shares. Our support right now in this pullback for HTZ is about $1.94. So expect that when we go to $1.94, $1.93, $1.95 on HTZ, you're going to see people buy the stock on that pullback. The pullback here with CCL is holding phenomenally well, so we might even add up more into this pullback and anticipate we're going to break our half standard deviation mark, and then we're going to actually jump some more. So I'm going to add up 500 shares here. I'm not going to go like 1,000 or anything too big like I was, only because I know we've already made quite a big move here. So I'm just going to deleverage a little bit in terms of how much I'm going to size in, given we've already moved up a bit, okay? I just think this pullback, this 1 minute pullback or 2 minute pullback's holding too well to think that we're not going to have a continuation attempt. I don't know if we're going to continue and just rip, but at least an attempt. So we're getting the attempt now. Can we break the half standard deviation at 1860s? And then can our markets push us up to 1950? I think that's a logical move. Given that 65% of the data points will come from inside the yellow, we still have a good opportunity to maybe push this stock up about another 50 cents. So on the 600 shares, another 50 cents, we might be able to add about another 300 or so bucks to the P&L if we hold the full way through. If we play a little bit smarter, less greedy, I'll take some shares off along the way. That way I won't get the full 300 or full 400 profit, but at least that way we are taking money along the way. That being said, though, the market is still kind of just holding. It's not doing a whole lot right now. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure I take some profit along the way on this little move, not be too greedy. The market selling looks like it may have slowed a bit, but I don't quite trust it yet. I don't quite trust it. Okay. We're starting to reject that half standard deviation, which I don't like. So if the P&L shifts to about right here, I'll probably take it off, right? I'm not going to let this trade go red on me. I'll just take it off. I don't care. Okay. So there we're pretty much red. So I went for the continuation in that very slight moment to see if we would break. We didn't quite do it. Doesn't mean that we won't, right? We just got to get through 1860s first. Once we get through 1860 CCL, then at that point we can probably anticipate this is going to jump again. Okay. And I will probably trade it up again. All right. And the market's starting to get a little more bullish. I might add up size on this too, because I think this is going to cause a nice pop. So the market's coming back strong. I don't even care. I'm just going to do it. I'm going in 1,500 shares here on CCL. The market looks like it's going to fire off a little bit of a squeeze move. And if I'm right, then CCL should follow suit and we should have a nice jump here. Go, baby. Come on, give it the old rip and dip. Here we go. Lego. Come on, baby. I got bills to pay. I got shit that I want to do in life, and it requires money. Okay? Let's go. So we really want to, we really want to see a 1946 to a 1950 tag here. When we do that, I will definitely close most of this 1,500 position. Yeah, so for what it's worth. So just selling some shares there, just again, making sure I lock some profit in along the way. Still trying to hold most of the position because this is pretty strong. So I want to try to have most of my big position as we go through this jump. That way I can actually make more money. I'm not really being greedy. I know we can logically hit 1950s, 1940, 1950, as high as 21 on the day. So I'm not being illogical with the trade here. Yeah, we're still kind of fighting though. The SPY is still moving moving pretty decent here. Yeah, we really need a nice green candle here. That's really what we could use on CCL, honestly. Ooh, the market is just ripping up right now, so there's a good chance CCL is going to hit our price target. And honestly, the way it's grinding to 1950 might make it break 1950. So we almost might want to be like a tad bit patient as we get to 1950 and just not immediately sell the position and actually give it a second to fight that trend, because we might be on to, something bigger than I was anticipating. Come on, baby. Lego. Well, I'm going to close a little more there, lock in some money, up about 300 open P&L here, up about 1,100 on the stock today. So still got 900 shares, so we still got a decent position that we can rock and roll for another, maybe another, basically 50 cents here would be nice. HTZ is just kind of like you know, chilling, just slowly kind of like fading sideways, not doing a whole lot right now. All right, kind of don't like how sluggish we're moving on CCL now. So what I'm going to do is do myself a favor that I'll be happy with. I'm going to sell most of my position here. Okay. It's just struggling, so I don't really want to wait through consolidation. We had the nice morning volatility. Now I got 200 shares on there. Just going to put a 200 share stop loss at break even so I can't lose. And then if I lose, who cares? I'm already green. So I'm going to put a 200 share stop loss at break even. So if we get stopped out, we get stopped out. If we don't get stopped out, we don't get stopped out. Fantastic. All right, so we're pretty much done with CCL now. I will be, unless something crazy happens and it makes more sense to go back in on it. But P&L there of about 1,000 on CCL today, so that's good. That is good. We're only up about 650 bucks on the, not only, that's a really good day, but up about 650 on the day with open positions. Yeah, we had open positions on AMD, MGNX, UAL, and so with those losses, it's about a $700 day almost so far. Okay, so now that I've done that, I could take a look at Weifu. Weifu right now, downtrending, don't like it, I'll pass. FFHL, squeezed out, too high risk, don't want it. JFIN, down, crashing. We could maybe, that's going to turn into a big, yeah, whoa, no way are you going to go, that doesn't even make sense. You can't go negative, that does not. We might have a bounce on JFIN here at about 371 maybe. Okay. Yeah, Weifu's, or sorry, LFIN's kind of interesting, or this JFIN. This might have a bounce you could actually trade. Not that I highly suggest it, but it's possible, right? So looking at HTZ here, I kind of feel like HTZ might end up squeezing up here. We are kind of on support, right? Market's moving good. Yeah, I'm actually going to take about 1,000 shares long here on HTZ, just averaged up the trade. But in about 1,000 shares, 1,100 shares here on HTZ now. Kind of feel like we might do a little flag pop, and the market might take us back to about 227 or so. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But I got a decent average. I mean, I have a little bit of profit on the stock. So to take a trade, you know, I got a little leeway already. You know, kind of looks like we have, again, a flag pattern kind of starting here. So probably, I don't know. And it's a penny stock, so we already know that there's a lot of traders that are like, oh, let's go, let's go. So I don't know. Hopefully there's a retail market out there willing to buy this penny stock up for me right now and squeeze the price. So I'm not telling any of you guys on YouTube to buy the stock and blow the price up for me. That's not what I want. I just want the open market that's watching HTZ to come in and say, this is a flag pattern, and let's push it up to like 227. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. If it doesn't do that, let's see, where's that? Yeah, pretty much if we start to come down and break below that green candle, this initial pattern's pretty much done for, and I'll just take the trade off and accept whatever loss that might be. I mean, that's not typically what we'd want to see. We need to get, yeah, we'd have to get back over this red candle. That's an extremely important candle to get over now. Back over that red, and then we can maybe push. And I think this is going to fake a lot of shorts. If we're right, if the bulls are right, I think we get a great move here because it had a really bearish feel. So it's like, you know, a lot of shorts could have got tricked. A lot of people might still be shorting it, getting tricked. A lot of buying going on right now, yet this price is still struggling to kind of push here. I took more size there in about 4,000 shares now because I thought we might really squeeze them out on this candle or the next one. So that's what we're really looking for, is this candle to really fire off a push, and then I can start closing out into the breakout buyers here that are going to buy up this candle and the shorts that get squeezed out. Okay, so the candle's starting to look a little squeezy. If this starts to squeeze out, the retail market buys this little flag breakout, and then the short sellers get squeezed. I'm going to use all their buying pressure to start closing out this long position. Kind of want more than a penny, though, profit. You know, I'd like 10, 20 cents. That'd be cool. All right. So it is moving a tad bit sluggish, but it looks like we're about to get this flag pop. Market's moving bullishly, so the overall market direction's helping the sentiment of the stock on HTZ for the time being. Come on, baby. Lego. Come on. We got a price target of at least 20 or 223 to 228. Lego. All right, I just closed 500 shares, not a lot, just 500 out of the 4,000, so it closed a little bit. I'm providing liquidity to the market, allowing some market makers to buy up those shares and allowing different retail traders to maybe buy up some of the, well, it's really, I mean, if it's a market order, then it's going to be a market. But anyways, I'm providing liquidity to the market by selling at market, you know, basically providing shares, providing liquidity, things for people to buy into. So in a sense, my selling that I'm doing here is also helping allow the price to go up. So I'm going to dump another 500 shares market and help that liquidity in the market. Hopefully that's going to be enough to get us to keep grinding. And again, I'm a small fraction to the pie here. What I just said doesn't mean I'm moving the market. I'm very slightly helping the market, okay? Very slightly helping the market to go up by selling a little bit is what I'm doing. All right, so we just had the market come back to test the previous breakout level. If the breakout is true, then we'll hold this level at 206. Price action at 206. SPY is still grinding, but the market basically, it's almost back to trend, right? The SPY has almost made it right back to trend. So again, we might see a little bit of hesitation on the SPY or the S&P 500 as we get to a price of about 312.54. Yeah, we're basically right at my entry price here, so this might be a stop out, you know, or just, you know, we're right there. You know, basically got to do this little support hold, try to dip, and then create a move up. Brian, yeah. So that's another thing, right? Like when I say I'm selling shares and I'm providing liquidity to market, like I'm not some big gunner that has millions of dollars and I'm just putting in the market at one time. But each one of those transactions helps the market to a degree. And after you've been trading for a while, you will understand how when you buy and sell, your shares are immediately affecting the market. And over the years, you can kind of figure out when selling and buying shares at particular moments might help or hurt your position. And it will allow you to know that, hey, maybe even though it looks bad, I shouldn't sell because I'll make it worse, right? And it's going good right now, but to make it go better, let me sell some, right? There, you will gain that experience eventually. So this should be the push that we're looking for. I think this is a good chance. We have a good opportunity for a candle up here on HTZ, that is. Again, we really want the price target of like 227 here. That would be great. Let's see if we can get it. Well, yeah, normally they do, right? I mean, I could teach you all about market orders and all that jazz, but yeah, typically market orders through any broker will typically be filled pretty quickly. Okay, they should be. When they're not, then that's an issue. But typically they are filled pretty much instantly. But remind you, market orders don't have to be filled instantly. That is a misconception about market orders and market makers, and that when you do a market order, it's supposed to be a guaranteed fill. No, it's not supposed to be a guaranteed fill. You're just looking for the quickest fill possible, which typically will come many times from a market maker. We kind of reached resistance on the right here. The market's kind of just being a little sluggish. So I'm just going to do something here. I'm going to close a little bit more. All right, so we basically double topped on price action, which I didn't like. And we've been sluggishly just trading sideways, and the volatility is slowing a bit. So before we get any sort of big pop to the upside now, we really need to get through 219. So I decided to deleverage most of the position, knowing that we don't get a big pop unless we're going through 219 at this point. So pretty much just going to sit and chill with maybe the 600 shares. Maybe I'll take some more off. I don't really know, but pretty much just managing it. And I know we're not going to get a big jump. Excuse me. We don't really get a big jump. Yeah, I'm going to take some more off. Took off another 400. So pretty much all out of the position. Only have 200 shares left. But we don't get a big jump until we get through about 219 here. That's our next resistance downtrend line to get through. If in the event and if when we get through 219, 220, that's where we'll probably see a push to 228. And if we're lucky, it goes through 228. So we might get the little curl and pop here. So we'll see. I deleveraged just in case I was wrong. But I could always jump back in if I want. Okay. Is it normal for charts to only, all brokers have their issues at some point, right? I mean, it's just the nature of the game. So anyways, up about 800 now today. So with that last little finagly move here we had with HTZ was able to get about $800 on the day, excuse me. Still waiting for a move, though. I mean, I think we got one. If you look at the pattern now on HTZ, it's very developed. So much of the retail market and much of the beginner trading market is saying, ooh, look at the bullish pennant on HTZ. It looks really good. It's what I've been taught. I've seen it on Google. I've seen it on YouTube. This is what Ross Cameron trades, right? So the pattern has traded long enough on HTZ, and the development of its price action has created what appears to be a bullish pennant. So any of the retail industry, day trading, swing trading, whatever market you want to call it, that recognizes this pattern is now more prone to buying it because they recognize it. So whether or not the pattern works out or the pattern doesn't, we just know that there's a portion of the market that is seeing this as a bullish pennant, and we're really just hoping they buy this up for us so we can sell our 200 shares. That's what we're hoping for. So far, it's not working because we are just following this downtrend line on the right so far. We're kind of just staying below it. So I'm not going to size up. We're not going to really do anything until the markets move back up and we start to retest kind of this 217 level. Right? Once we get through 217, we can see a pop. Other than that, we're pretty much just want to be hesitant and really not really doing anything. That's pretty much my stand still on this. Okay. So far, we've had a good bounce, but I don't think we're going to get the jump we really want for right now. It just doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So I might just, I'm just going to take my 200 shares off and be done with HTZ all out. Well, Craig, TD Ameritrade doesn't have any commission anymore for equity trading. If you're doing options and futures, that's a different story. They do sell order flow. You don't have direct access routing. You are correct about that. In the future, TD Ameritrade did. There was rumor that they were going to partner with Dash Trader and start implementing it. Dash Trader and direct access routing for orders, but I mean, who knows? I don't know when that, if or that will happen. Yeah, no, I really said Ross Cameron, right? Ross Cameron has an enormous following. These are setups that people have seen on Ross Cameron's videos, my videos, Ricky Gutierrez's videos, anybody's videos, anything, anywhere, any stock trading education material that you have learned at some point probably included a bullish pennant, right? So that's what the market sees. And if they want it, they'll buy it up and they might break it out, right? And if they do that, that's what we're hoping for, right? That's when you are in early, when you can see something before most of the market can't see it, you're hoping for the latecomers to blow the price up for you and then you sell into them. That's the goal of the market, is to be first and not and make money and be logical and smart and not greedy and all those things, right? That's all what we want. So we now look at this flag, right? Look at the flag pattern, all right? Really developed, starting to come in some more, right? You can kind of see it. Hold on. All right, look at the flag. Zinc. That's a right. And so let me redo this, right? Right. So if we were looking at this flag, hold on. It's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. All right. If we're just looking at the flag, this is what you guys are seeing. Mostly. Most of the time, this is what the markets are looking at. They're gonna be looking at this. They're gonna, okay, we got a flag, which isn't wrong, which is true, but I'm like this, right? We'll put my stuff back on. See, I'm like this. That's our flag. There's the trend. We need to break that trend, and then we can target the next one up at about, we'll do it again. We'll trade this. Whatever. We'll trade the breakout. We'll be a little late. Whatever. I'll trade this. I'll try it. If I want to, I could just keep buying up thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of shares trying to break it out myself. Whatever, let's do it. So we're up to 3,600. We're right on trend. Still trying to break it out, you know, at 3,600 shares, still unsuccessful. Try another 900. Hit them with another 900. Hit them with 6,000. Literally, I'm trying to break the stock out for you guys right now. I'm trying my best to give you guys a breakout. I bought 9,000 shares already. Somebody else do their part. Could hit them with single digit 100s. Really hit the bid. There you go. Okay. So I just broke the stock out for you guys because I just bought the shit out of it. So you should thank me. So I'm going to start selling some because I have a lot. But I can't sell too much because I can't drop the stock too much. I got to still let people buy it. Okay, there we go. Still buyers, still buyers, still buyers. Come on, baby. All right, sold another 1,000, sold another 1,000. So that's good. People are still buying. Sold 1,000, sold 1,000, sold 1,000. Boom, boom, boom. Pretty much all out of that position. And whatever, we'll just keep 400 shares. So we might be able to tag about 227 here. It still didn't get there, but I mean, I was just basically buying this shit out of that to help break it out. So I wasn't going to hold a monster position like that, knowing that I was partially the one just hitting that hard. So still got 400 shares. Maybe it keeps ripping. That would be awesome. So, yeah, welcome to Day Trading with Connor 101. Hope you guys are enjoying it. One sec, let me go ask the bank. Yeah, so that was pretty much really all I expected that market could pretty much do. I think, I mean, it could probably go more, but it can't really go more until we get through 228. So I guess I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's like 400 shares. I'm not going to get smoked even if it does come down. So we'll just give it a second, see if we can even press, because we never even tagged it. We got close, but then of course I dumped all my shares, so that probably didn't help. So let's see, if we can't hold over previous breakout level, we'll stop out. So we'll just put a 400 share stop below the previous kind of breakout level, because if in the event it breaks that down, it kind of makes me feel that the bullishness for now would be gone. Or wait, hold on, our stop loss, our stop loss is going to be just below our deviation on the right. So we're going to have a stop in at about 213, probably like 212. What is this? What's the average? Average is 14, so we're going to have a stop loss of 2 cents below my entry on 400 shares. Not bad. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. That's good. Majaj Salah. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. I'm an idiot. I apologize. I'm trading on TD Ameritrade, so yeah. It is TD Ameritrade. Whatever happened to that? See, okay, look at my screen. Look where the candle went. Where's the candle going? Look at the right screen. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the buys. Look at the buys. Look at the buys. Look at the level. Look at the level. Where's my stop? Where's my stop? We're not putting stops below price action levels that you think is support or resistance. We put them below the standard deviation supports and trend resistance, because markets are always moving in a trending fashion. Markets do not trade horizontally sideways. They trade diagonally. Okay? Markets trade diagonally, trendily. Okay? They don't trade horizontally side to side. Sometimes, but not all the time, and most likely they don't. So your supports that go horizontal will most likely get stopped out. Your resistance that goes horizontal will most likely get stopped out. Okay? Literally, I have a video on YouTube that teaches my trading strategy. If you guys want to pay me more money, I would really appreciate it. You can do that as well at boilerroomtrading.com, and you can come take the course and learn how to trade it even better, and then join our chat room. You won't become a millionaire right away. You'll probably not drive a Lamborghini anytime soon, if and or ever. But hey, you'll learn how to manage money better and prepare for retirement, especially if you're younger, for your future better. That's good. So, yeah. Right on. But no, seriously, there is a video. All joking aside, me not sounding like some like egotistical jackass. There is a YouTube video on YouTube. There's a YouTube video on YouTube that I did. It's called My Strategy. Literally, just go type in My Strategy, and as soon as you see this really dorky, awesomely cool guy with the thumbnail picture wearing glasses and like goofy eyes, that guy's awesome. You're gonna want to watch that video. He's taught me everything I know till this day. I owe him everything. So. That guy right there. Yeah, go follow that video and follow his channel. Should you get out of AAL? American Airlines. I don't know. Let me take a look. I don't really know what it's doing. Are we still in long on CCL? Was I still long that? No. What? I thought I was long something else. Let's see. Open position AM. Oh, that's right. I'm still in AMD. Yeah, that's right. Still in AMD long. Okay, HTZ just got to resistance, baby. Selling 100 shares. Oh, shit. No. God damn it. Stupid computer. When things like this happen, it's because I had the stop loss in. You idiot. You know better. All right, so just sold another 200 shares. We pretty much got to resistance. If in the event we're lucky, this is about to break 228, we'll fire off another squeeze, and then I'll sell into this squeeze too. Here we go. Here's the next squeeze. Okay, I put 100 shares out on the ask. Let's see if it will get filled if the price goes through. the market makers will most likely not fill me, and the algos are most likely jumping my order. And that's because I'm using Thinkorswim. I know that. So if you're going to say that, you don't have to. I know why. So don't worry about it. All right, cool, fantastic. Going to close the order on HTZ. All out of HTZ. Woo, woo, there you go. That was fun. That was really fun. That was good stuff. It could go higher. It could. I don't really care if it does, though, because statistically speaking, 65% of the time the stock's going to be in between, the yellow, and this is resistance, right? We're usually not going to go to the red, but this has a lot of strength still, so maybe it does. I don't really care if it does or it doesn't. So that was a good trade. If you guys keep hanging on and it works out even better, fantastic. Nope. We do everything separate. Boiler room trading course is separate from chat room separate from course. We don't do we used to do something similar. We did do something like that. Excuse me. Yeah, we did. We used to do course and chat room combined, but then when you stopped paying the subscription, then you lost the course, and so we ended up having to switch it. So now we just keep things separate. It makes things from the financial audit, on the booking side of the company, it makes it a lot easier for book purposes, taxes and things like that, and refunds, and so we just do everything separate now. But we used to do that. Yeah, so it looks like we got a little peek over on HTZ. A lot of times you'll get this and then it actually will sell back down. So right now we don't really have a support until the pullback. If we pull back, support right now is at about 228 for continuation. So, maybe it keeps going. Right now it looks strong, so I would just kind of let it keep doing its thing. But remember, like I said earlier, when you guys were asking, is HTZ a short? I'm like, no, it's probably a bounce day, right? There you go. Look at where we were, right? So watch this. Ready? So right, we go up, we crash all the way back down to trending support, we bounce. What did we do intraday here? Remember what we did intraday with the pullback, right? The pullback went up, broke out, pulled all the way back down to where? Go to the right screen, pulled back all the way down to where? Support. So we knew that in this pullback, that was our support, all right? So I'm telling you, if you guys trade with us and you'll start to see the markets a little bit differently, for sure. And just after you trade for a while, you will see things differently, okay? You will start to kind of recognize things a little bit differently too, all right? Yeah, there's probably more that's going to happen on HTZ. I mean, honestly, I should have known that myself. I mean, I already did, but I'm trading live with people and I'm always talking. It's like, you don't want to be the jackass that makes $800 and then gives money back live on YouTube with like 835 people. You want to tell them like, hey, I actually kind of know what I'm doing, and if you do this and do that and you do that, and you actually kind of win. That's really the game plan. So my game plan really isn't to come here on YouTube and just destroy and make, every single bit of money I can. It's really here to teach and show you guys. This is normally how I would trade throughout the day to make the money I make. I'm not necessarily looking for the grand slam home hit. I'm usually trying to go off of a logical mindset. That is, markets can go from here to here, no problem, but to go from here all the way to here, it would be much harder. But this is more likely to do it because, well, if you look at how it has been trading, what's happened, right? We had like 4 down days on this stock. So like, or maybe not 4, but what is this? 1, 2 big down. So like 1, 2. So you drop from 7 all the way down to 2. 7 to 2 is a decrease of 5. So half of 5 is 250. So from $1, wait, I did that wrong. Hold on. So 7 down to $1.47 is more like 5.5. So 5.5, that'd be 275. So you go from $1.50 and you go up $2.75. That's going to put you at 3. That would put you at about 410. So it's even possible that if this market retraces a 50% move, you could see HTZ all the way up to about 4. I'm going to say that's a little far-fetched, and it's probably not going to happen. But I could see maybe even a bounce towards 3. Right? I think that's respectful, right? It could happen. For those of you watching HTZ, just know that I'm not going to be trading this much anymore. And the pullback support right now, watch this. Ready? Ready? You ready? Watch this candle come right down to here. It's going to come down to about 228 and bounce. That is most likely what's going to happen. Okay, maybe not most likely, but if in the event that this candle actually comes down and goes to that price, then we will probably tag it and try to bounce off the pullback. Unless it's really, really strong. If it's really, really strong, then people will keep buying it up and it doesn't matter. But if this is somewhat logical and does normally what it would do, it will probably come here to about 228, and then it will try to bounce a little candle or something. Today I'm up 1,390. I started the day down like 300 or 400 because of open positions. But today I lost 170 on AMD from an open swing trade. We made $926 on CCL trading today. We made $810 on HTZ trading today. I lost $25 on an open swing trade from MGNX from 3 months ago to like a month ago. And then I lost 148 on UAL. I forgot I even had 20 shares on a position yesterday and then like forgot about it. And sure enough, here we are today and lost. So I ended up starting the day down 400, so battled back a little bit of red, and so now we're at about 1,400 green. So that's very good. Do I trade options? Not really. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but usually just trade equity. You can make more money trading options if you're right, and you can make more money losing options if you're wrong. You just pick what you like. Options are not better than equity. Equity is not better than options. Everything is preference based. So if anybody in the market sends you a YouTube advertisement and says that stocks are dead, everyone's trading options, it's not wrong in a sense that people are trading options, but it's 100% wrong that stocks are dead, because if stocks were dead, then nobody would be trading options, because you trade options on stocks. And if stocks are dead, you don't buy options. So again, the theory there is completely ass backwards. I understand what the person might be saying, but it actually makes zero sense. In reality, stocks are alive, then people trade options. So again, for what it's worth, I think that might be a little misleading and inaccurate. But hey, again, I don't make the rules. Usually idiots do. So that being said, I will say that yeah, it's all preference based, and whether or not you like options more, you like stocks more, I mean, that's it. It's just preference based, right? When you trade an option, but Connor, you can make so much more money if you trade options. If you just took 3 options, that same trade would have netted you $2,000. I mean, like, sure, yeah, true, but I don't have to pay commission on equity anymore. That's a bonus, right? And secondly, I don't have to worry about being right in a certain amount of time. Everybody who trades options, some are better than others, some are really good at it, but at the end of the day, pretty much anybody who trades options, they need to be right by a specific time. See, look at that. You guys see that? You see that candle bouncing off support right there? All the buyers coming in. Like I said, zinc. It's not because I'm a pro. Well, maybe that too, but just after a long time of practice, you'll just kind of you'll get used to seeing the market and kind of anticipate what it should do, and then your patience your patience is good, right? When you have an idea of what markets can do and where they can probably go to, then you throw out the worrisome of patience. Because patience is all about, is it going to go higher? Is it going to go lower? Is it going to go higher? Is it going to go lower? Am I going to win more? Am I going to lose more? Am I going to win more? And then you just like, what the fuck do I do? Right? But when you have an idea, when you have a plan that you think can happen, you have a plan to follow. The patience kind of goes away at that point, right? Yeah, so that being said, options are preference. You can make more money doing it, yes. You can lose same amount of money doing it, yes. But with equities and stock, you do not have to be right by a specific time frame. So you completely eliminate a very hard, aspect of options trading, or just trading in general, right? When you have to be right, like think about a new trader coming into the market. This is the best example I can give, right? Watch this. So you see this little box here in the upper left-hand corner of my screen? This upper left-hand corner of my screen, this is what we call average true range and daily true range. The term average true range basically tells us how much a stock can realistically move on a day, right? Like, I'm sorry, don't give me some 4-foot person and tell me he's going to go do a 360 slam dunk on a 10-foot hoop. You'd be an idiot to think so. Why? Because it makes no sense. It makes 0 sense. Okay? That makes absolutely no sense. Okay? 0 sense. Kind of like some of the things going on with COVID-19 and all the, a lot of that shit makes 0 sense. But hey, like I said, we don't make the rules, only idiots do. And that's how I make myself feel better about myself, by calling other people's names. But I think it's okay when they're politicians and we're the ones paying them. Like I'm actually paying to call them idiots. So I think it's fair. So you can't expect a stock to go, right? You can't expect the stock to go $10 if it only moves $1 on the day, right? So don't expect a 5-foot person to slam dunk on a 10-foot hoop, okay? Don't expect some humans to fix everybody else's problems. It's probably not going to work, aka politicians. It's not going to happen, okay? If a stock realistically only moves $1 on the day, don't expect it's going to move $10 today, okay? Now, if you're a new beginner and you don't even know what average true range is and you don't even know what stocks realistically move on the day, how can you realistically put a price target on it? And then how can you realistically pick a good options trade around that if you don't even know how much the stock can on average move on a day? So you pick an option that's supposed to have the stock go $10 in 2 days and the stock on average only moves $2 a day. You would need the stock to perform 300% better than it would normally perform 2 days in a row for that option to essentially get to in the money. It doesn't have to go there to make money, but you see the concept there. So that's another thing, is there's a lot to the market you have to learn before you can start maneuvering properly, right? I might have come off as a jerk there. I didn't mean to. I apologize if I did. Sometimes I do ramble a little bit and intermix different scenarios and things like that, but that's just me. That's me, Connor, Boiler Room. All right, so if you guys are watching HTZ, what are you guys thinking? Should we short this? Should we short it? What are we going to do? Are we going to short it or are we going to go long? Are we sure we're going to go long? Can we even buy it? Should we buy it? I don't know. Should we buy this stock and think it's going to go to the moon? Probably not. But we could probably still make some money on it. So where are we at now? Where is the HTZ market? This is another thing. You got to remember, every single stock, whether it's the S&P 500, it's the Dow Jones, it really doesn't matter. They're all a market. The HTZ stock, this is a market for the day. It's not just a stock. This is the market. And this market is offering us something. And I'll tell you what it's offering. It's offering us a bounce pretty soon. And I'm going to scalp a bounce trade. If you want to scalp the bounce, feel free to join me. Okay? We're going to look for a long play to start here at $2. It's going to move a bit, but pretty much just look for the bounce to maybe start here around like 206. If it bounces before, who cares? We don't care. We want it at 205. If it doesn't go to 205, we're not buying it. Okay? If it goes to 205 and then it slightly looks like it's not working, then we'll go down to $1.93. We can get long off 206, but if we over leverage the position and we're wrong and we go red, we have no ammunition to buy back in. So Connor will start a small scalp at about 206, 207 in anticipation we bounce here. Also knowing that Connor is not perfect and knows that the market can kick his ass at any point that it wants, so he needs to be able to make sure he can continue to manage himself even in the event he is wrong. So Connor will start smaller here at 206, and then he will pick up more if it dips lower to $1.93. Waifu started hitting the scanner again. Whenever I see Waifu, I always think of Wagyu beef. I don't know if you guys ever had Wagyu beef. It's really expensive. I'm just going to tell you right now, don't spend your money. It's not even, ooh, this thing is, we should do it. Yeah, I'm going to take some. Boom. See, I actually I didn't even look at how big the spread was there, and I market ordered and just got crushed a little bit. So we'll take some off on the ask up there if we can get out. It's going to be really hard, but we'll try. All right, so I just made 218 bucks on that. I wasn't even thinking about the spread right there. It was so big. And I just marketed it in and was like, oh shit, that's not good. But hey, it ended up working out, and I knew that I got a bad fill, so I immediately took those shares off. But we just made 218 bucks really quick on Weifu. This might continue running. It probably will, because again, like I said, this has the characteristics of a supernova stock with low outstanding shares and a low float. We just forgot to watch it like a bunch of jabronis. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's check the daily chart. It's way blown out. What about the 4-hour chart? Same thing. 20-year weekly chart blown out. Okay, so this probably has some room to keep going. We're about to get to short-term resistance right now, so I would not be getting long on it right here because we're hitting one standard deviation. But maybe what we'll do is just size in some really small stuff like a 20-share position here. That's fine. I'm just slowly taking like 20 shares at a time on this just in case like it wants to keep going. Like 20 shares isn't much. That way even if it drops, I don't get crushed. So it picked up 60 shares now. It could just crash all the way down, but I don't think it will. Oh, sorry, forgot about HTZ. I'm still going back to look over at it, right? I'm still watching it. I still got it on another screen. We're coming, the buy point is now at 204. 204. It's a very strong downtrend, so I can't say the bounce is going to be all that great, but that's garbage. How are you going to fill me all the way there? That doesn't even make sense. So I'm slowly buying into the bottom of this move here on, trying to at least, into the bottom of this Weifu move. We're still not, yeah, we still didn't reach 204. We still didn't really reach support on HTZ, so just not picking that trade up yet. The spread on this is just insane right now with Weifu. It's kind of a pain in the ass, so you gotta be really careful if you even try to mess with this. When you use standard deviation, are you looking for buy points? Yeah, we're looking at buy points. We're looking at sell points. We're understanding trend. Yeah, all of that. Yeah, I guess you could say plays a little bit of a role. Yeah, HTZ still holding decent, but really nothing that I'm really concerning myself with. Ah, darn it, missed the fills. Shoulda knew better to keep those on there, you sucker. CCL actually looks pretty interesting, guys. Taking a long on CCL right now, 200 shares. Looks really good, like we're going to break a flag pattern here. So just entered long. Couple hundred shares here on CCL. Yeah, we got a pretty decent flag sort of pattern. We're still trading down on a half standard deviation, but looking for that to break up and out. The SPY is holding pretty well here. If you look at the SPY's holding pretty decent on a bounce. So, we might get a little breakout there. I'm going to try it. If the markets keep trading down, then maybe it doesn't. But 200 shares isn't much. I got some cushion on the day. So at this point, I'm just kind of having fun, I guess you could say. And Weifu is kind of pushing back up a little bit. So we got 160 shares in that now. So that's decent. We might go into some consolidation or something here. It's so hard to even like with this spread right now. It's such a pain. So nice jump here on nice jump up on Weifu. Just closed out a little 50 shares out of 110. Close out another 50 shares. Only have 60 shares on that now, but it's working. So we'll try to keep letting that work up. Looks like the CCL trade I was talking about is a piece of shit, so we're just going to close that out for a $20 loss. We're up to about 1,736 bucks on the day, so that's good. Really would love to see Weifu keep popping here. Is this shortable? Does anybody know if the stock's shortable? Probably not, but if it was, that'd be really cool. No shares to borrow. That's cool, I guess. Yeah, we got I mean, it's like, you want it to just go right away, but it, whatever. I'm just going to stop trading today. I think that's good. I just made, almost $2,000. So I'm good. I'm happy. I don't need to trade anymore. I'm satisfied. So yeah, we're going to end the day 1,641 bucks. Fluctuating with some open trades, but yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there in terms of trading. Weifu can probably still move higher. I don't know, who cares, but you do have potential price targets as high as 20 bucks right now on the stock. Just know that. So we're going into consolidation. Let the stock consolidate. After it's done consolidating, you might end up seeing the stock towards about 19 to 20 bucks later in the day, maybe even 22. Depends on how high. Excuse me. It depends on how high that channel becomes. There's no guarantee that it gets there, but you do have a possibility that you'll see Weifu up at about 19, 20 bucks at some point today. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call it here on the day. Do appreciate you guys tuning in, of course. So we're just going to end the stream there. You guys can always come back and watch this at any point, and you guys can always join into our private group. You can obviously go to boilerroomtrading.com. I'll take, actually, I'm not going to hop off right now. I'll take this time to maybe answer just a couple questions for like the next 10 or 15 minutes. And then I'll hop off here. So that's the website. That's our homepage of our website. You guys can go there if you guys want, some of our custom standard deviation or just anything. That's where you guys will find all the information, and everything that it is that we have. Okay. Some advice on emotion. Everybody talks. I mean, we can always talk about emotion and the concept of trading, and why there's emotion, this and that. And actually, this looks pretty darn strong still. I don't know. I might even jump in and hit it. But yeah, there's always going to be some emotion with trading. The longer you trade, the less emotion you will have. The better you get at trading, the less emotion you'll have. The better you get at reading markets and understanding what they can logically do, the less questions you're going to have, which means the more patient you can become. See, when you know what a stock can do, then you're not as scared when you're in the position, right? If you know that it can go $5 and it goes $3, you're not like, oh, I should sell. You're like, oh, it can still go up $2, right? Like it still can logically do that. So really, experience is your best friend for getting rid of emotion, okay? That's really it. There's nothing other than that. There is nothing else. There's tips and tricks like don't trade with too much money, because the more money you have, the more money you're going to fluctuate on your P&L, and that's going to cause you to be like, oh, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. Oh. So again, you need to make sure you're not over leveraging your account, which pretty much I can guarantee you most traders always over leverage their account. So that's why they would typically lose. And then that's why they have such bad emotional problems in trades, because they have too much money on the table. They're trying to make too much money too quick. Next thing you know, they can't handle it. So when you try to stop making so much money and you just start to try to trade the chart and what's logically going to happen within that market, then that's it, right? If a stock can logically go $1 and I buy one share, I'm making $1. I'm trading that market. If I take 100 shares and it can go $1, I make $100. I am just trading the market. If it can go $1 and I take 20,000 shares, it's $1 move we're looking for. It's not 10,000 profit. It's not 12,000 profit. We're looking for the markets to move $1. And whatever profit I come out with in between that dollar, that was what the market provided. So whether or not I take 10,000 shares, sell 2,000, sell 5,000, sell 3,000, instead of making 10 grand, I only make, 5, it doesn't matter. I made 5 grand within what the market offered in that dollar per share move. And this is starting to look kind of strong. I almost kind of want to take some. I got a little cushion on the day. Maybe I'll add up some. Oh, no, you idiot. I bought some and then actually sold it. I meant to click buy more, but that clearly failed. But anyways. Jag FM, there's a video on YouTube called My Strategy. If after that point you don't figure out how to trade too well doing that, I suggest just buying our day trading course, to be completely honest. But if you can't figure out how to do it after the My Strategy video, then it would tell me that you probably need some additional guidance, okay? How much money do you need to start? You need $5 to start. You need $2. You need $1. That's all you need. Are you going to make money? Nope. How much money do you need to make money? Not a lot. $1 or $5. Trading is all about what you're trying to accomplish. If you're going to try and come in here and make a bunch of money right away with no money, you're going to lose. It's just not going to happen. You're not realistic, okay? Do not listen to fucking, crank a couple options trades, get a Lamborghini, be self-sufficient, financially independent. That's all bullshit. That is the advertising gimmick scheme that the market has come up with to lure in new traders. I will never sell you on you're going to be financially independent in 2 years, that you're going to have a dream home, that you're going to take vacations all the time, okay? Because the reality of it is not. Because most people can't get to that level right away. They can get there after a long time, right? So if your expectations are in line with reality, your success rate will be tremendously higher. When your expectations are not in line with reality, you'll be let down, discouraged, feel defeated, and quite frankly, you're going to end up getting pissed off, okay? You need to have realistic expectations. A 4-foot guy is probably not going to dunk on a 10-foot hoop. A couple politicians that are equal to you and me, they are humans, maybe with more experience, but either way, they are just humans with the same brain power and capability as you as me to make decisions for the greater good. Do not think they can solve your problems. There are too many of you and too few of them, okay? Your reality needs to be in line with expectations, okay? And these are just normal everyday scenarios I give people because I like doing it and I have fun doing it that way, okay? So when it comes to the stock market, do not think you're just going to get rich really quick and you're going to make a bunch of money, okay? It just doesn't work that way, okay? I, to this day, have trading as an income. I have our company, Boiler Room Trading, as income. I have YouTube as income. I have affiliate partnerships with other stock companies as income. I bought cars and rent them on Turo as income. I still buy and resell cars if a good deal comes up and make income. And I'm still trying to make more income. because I am greedy to an extent. I love money. I like money. It makes life easier. So yeah, you're right. I do focus a lot on the money. I've been focusing on money since a very young age. Okay? If you respect money and you like money, it will come to you. You manifest your future. If your future is to be a doctor, you're going to find yourself in environments that cater to you becoming a doctor. Okay? I have always liked turning a profit. I never liked working for anybody. I didn't like people dictating how much money I can make, because me being the stubborn asshole I was, and probably still am to a degree, I think that I'm smarter than the next person next to me, or whatever he's doing, I can do myself. So instead of having someone tell me to do it, I just go and do it myself. And whether or not I suck at it or I bump my head a couple times along the way, that's how I learn it. I have developed myself from the school of hard knocks, because my stubbornness when I was younger led me to believe that anything that that person is telling me to do, I can do myself. So there's no reason I should be even listening to this person, to a degree, okay? And that's kind of led me on the path of understanding I've always wanted to make money, turn a profit. So I've manifested a future that is really developed around being financially free. You cannot be financially free with one stream of income. It's just not possible. There's too much stress involved. Trading is stressful enough, right? It's stressful enough, okay? Knowing that, I made sure to create multiple streams of income. So I never feel 100% dependent solely on one avenue. This is the case for trading. It should be the case for anybody trading. And it should be the case for anybody working as a nurse, anybody working as a lawyer, anybody working as a doctor. I don't care how much money you make. It's not good enough, realistically, to have one stream of income. And the reason I say that is because you have a phone bill, you have the whole world is reaching in your pocket for money. I am too. That's why I tell you to buy my course. Realistically, I'm reaching into your pocket for money because someone's going to do the same to me as soon as I walk out of my house today. As soon as I leave my house, I'm going to drive down the street and there's going to be a gas station. Come buy my gas. Come buy my food. There's going to be a McDonald's. Come buy this shit. There's going to be a mall, maybe open one day. Come buy this. Come buy that. When you leave and even in your house, people are still coming in your home and dipping out of your pocket. You got electricity. You got water, right? Okay? So I myself never felt one stream of income is enough, because the world around you is constantly trying to take what's yours. Government, big businesses, corporations, your neighbor, your friend that hasn't paid you back in fucking 3 years, okay? You never know what's coming. You have no idea, okay? You cannot be dependent on one thing, okay? That's why it's extremely dangerous to put too much faith into government sometimes, because you are now becoming dependent on just one government body to do what? And it's just a bunch of humans that really are no better at making decisions than I or you. You're just putting faith into another human to make the decision for you, okay? So you guys are kind of really getting into the touchy feel of me, right? You can see where my passion comes for investing. It comes for money. It comes from budgeting and finance and saving and trying to educate people that the system is so stacked against you, whether you're black, white. You could argue more so for other people than others, but I don't care, okay? Wherever you come from, wherever you start, no matter what, there's always somebody against you, and the cards are always stacked heavily against you, especially if you're not brought up in a really wealthy family, okay? Wealthy family makes life much easier on someone. Kids pretty much have everything they want, and generational wealth will be crushed 3 years on, because the generational wealth, no one wants to keep up with the business, and you guys know how that goes, right? Okay, you get that. The cards are so stacked against you. Government wants your money. Corporations want your money. Your state wants your money. Everybody wants your money because money makes the world go round. So it's extremely important that you as an individual realize that this is not a happy-go-lucky, skippy, Sundance world you live in. It's corrupt as shit. Everybody wants what's yours. The government will throw you in jail if they don't get their fair share, right? So it's a really stacked world. And the sooner you realize that and put your foot to the gas pedal, money will create your freedom for you, right? So I knew that I had to create multiple streams of income, trading becoming one of them, YouTube becoming another. And that's the honest truth, that I do not want to solely depend on trading, because that shit's stressful as shit. I become better at it. The better you get at it, the less stressful it is. But I never wanted to depend on trading as income only, right? No, that's not financial security, okay? Not financial security, okay? You don't buy a car and then not get insurance, right? You buy a car and get insurance because you're worried that the car might break down, okay? What if in the event Elizabeth Warren became president, right? And then she taxed the retail trading market to death. What if that happens one day? What if the government, who thinks they know best, taxes the retail industry trading market per transaction and destroys the day trading market? Well, I'm fucked. Not, because I still have YouTube where I can make financial videos, right? And I still have all the other knowledge and all the other streams of incomes and partnerships and sponsorships that I'm working on, okay? You just don't know. You have no idea, okay? That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys liked the spiel from the inner heart of Connor here at Boiler Room Trading. I hope I wasn't too aggressive. I hope I wasn't passive aggressive. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I didn't say anything to upset you. And if I had, it's really never my intention. If you met me face to face, you know that I'm a very humble person, always willing to help, and I'm never really too much of a jackass. Only slightly, sometimes. All right, guys, everybody take care. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for another pre-market live stream. And if you're still watching the stock market, you could watch CCL for a bounce at about 1771. Everybody take care. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next stream.